Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News, and all the usual suspects are busy popping champagne corks.
Wave!
Cringe.
He is responsible for the degradation that we see somewhat of our democracy.
Because nothing screams democracy like silencing all dissenting viewpoints.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Deplatforming works.
Yeah, so does lying about people to get them censored.
When you look at what Tucker Carlson and some of these other folks on Fox do, it is very clearly incitement of violence.
No word yet on Tucker's replacement, but some of the more nuanced reasons as to why he was kicked off the network may surprise you. The overriding reason is self-evident. As someone who routinely, night after night, on the biggest and most visible commentary platform in the United States, in the world in fact, challenged and demolished foundational regime narratives, Tucker Carlson, increasingly becoming more and more volatile, could no longer be tolerated. While the legacy media desperately tried to cover for Ray Epps' involvement in inciting the January 6th incident, Tucker Carlson repeatedly suggested that Epps was an FBI informant and the whole thing was a setup. A so-called conspiracy theory for which the LA Times said Tucker provided no evidence, while Carlson simply played segments from the thousands of hours of footage given to him by Speaker Kevin McCarthy, showing the so-called rioters being invited in and chaperoned around the building by the authorities. It was this, along with Carlson's documentary Patriot Purge, that angered Lachlan Murdoch and caught Fox executives off guard, prompting contributors like Jonah Goldberg to quit the network. This couldn't be tolerated. Tucker Carlson was virtually the only prominent voice on television news to tell Americans the truth about what they're facing. Not misguided policy decisions, not partisan political jockeying between whose vision best serves the country, but the unbridled, malevolent, deliberate agenda to ram through the complete destruction of America and everything it represents. From Tucker's final speech before he got cancelled.
But when the Treasury Secretary stands up and says, you know what you can do to help the economy? Get an abortion. Well, that's like an Aztec principle, actually, or the largest crowd of people at all, which is the federal government, the largest human organization in human history, decide that the goal is to destroy things, destruction for its own sake. Hey, let's tear it down. What you're watching is not a political movement, it's evil.
That couldn't be tolerated. Tucker Carlson was virtually the only prominent voice on mainstream television news to question the circumstances behind the war in Ukraine, to oppose the Biden administration's endless slush fund of taxpayer money being sent to prolong the war, much of it going to fund weaponry that's simply disappearing, vast quantities of cash being embezzled by the Zelensky government.
Is opposing Russia in Ukraine a vital strategic interest for America? What's our objective in Ukraine, and how are we going to know when we've achieved it? What is the limit of money and weapons you'd be willing to send to Zelensky? And does the United States face the risk of nuclear war with Russia?
You just can't have a strident critic of the military-industrial complex reaching 4 million people on television every night, millions more online. That couldn't be tolerated. Tucker Carlson was virtually the only prominent voice on mainstream television news to consistently highlight big pharma corruption. Fox News routinely cans hosts who offend the sensibilities of their biggest advertisers, pharmaceutical corporations, and Tucker Carlson was the biggest example of that. Case in point being this clip from the final episode of his show.
Sometimes you wonder just how filthy and dishonest our news media are. You'll be in the shower and you'll think they're bad, but how bad are they? Well, here's one measure of their badness. You can try this at home. Ask yourself, is any news organization you know of so corrupt that it's willing to hurt you on behalf of its biggest advertisers? Anyone who do that is obviously Pablo Escobar level corrupt and should not be trusted.
The ultimate sin. Tucker told the truth about how greedy pharma advertisers control TV news content. That couldn't be tolerated. And speaking about big pharma corruption, have you heard about the FDA's attempts to control the powerful supplement NMN? Word on the street is that the sale of NMN could be coming to an abrupt end very soon, with plans to serve the interests of the pharmaceutical industry by reclassifying it from a supplement to a drug. They're trying to corner the market by taking taking away this supplement from you. So with supplies being potentially cut off at any moment, now is the time to secure yours. But Paul, what is it? NMN, or nicotinamide mononucleotide, is a precursor to NAD+ and has been shown to provide numerous health benefits such as improved energy, weight management, endurance, strength, and even anti-aging. Proof's in the pudding. You've seen me promote this before because I've been taking it for months now. Black Forest's NMN supplement. I've experienced a boost in energy levels, mental clarity, overall mood, and general well-being after taking NMN. Once you start using this supplement, boom, you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. But act now before the FDA restricts access to NMN. Go to blackforestsupplements.com/Watson and use the code PAUL10 to get a 10% discount. Stand up for your right to access beneficial health products. Fight back against those who seek to limit our choices. Again, go to blackforestsupplements.com/Watson and use code PAUL10 for a 10% discount. It's right there down below in the description and the pinned comment. Just click on the link. Now's the time to secure your supply of NMN before it's too late. Stay strong, stay informed, and don't let anyone dictate what's best for your health. Now back to the video. While Carlson's threat to regime narratives created the overriding motivation for the Murdochs to give him the boot, because Fox News, despite its supposedly right-wing bend, like every other legacy media outlet, is ultimately beholden to regime narratives, a major factor in Carlson's exit, it's being reported, is that he was mean to staff, which makes zero sense whatsoever given the testimonies of virtually everyone who's ever interacted with Tucker, who across the board says he goes above and beyond to be nice to people, whether they're big conservative celebrities or relative nobodies. The actual beef is revealed in a report citing the discrimination lawsuit filed by Abby Grossberg, who was fired by Fox News last month. Grossberg complained of offensive, sexist language and anti-Semitic remarks made by people like Alexander McGaskill, the show's senior producer.
On the first page of your lawsuit, you say, Fox News fosters a toxic workplace where truth remains a fugitive while female workers are verbally violated on almost a daily basis by a poisonous and entrenched patriarchy. Those are strong words.
I stand by them.
After being denied a promotion, she moved to the Tucker Carlson show.
Women were objectified. It was a game. It was a sport. Female politicians who came on the show were mocked. There were debates about who they'd rather sleep with. C-word all the time.
This even included McGaskill calling her Scrooge and a Grinch, because Grossberg went around the office turning off electronic and inflatable Christmas decorations, as well as them questioning her whether it was acceptable for Jewish people to have tattoos. So yeah, actually, one of the main reasons why Fox News cancelled Tucker Carlson was because Abby Grossberg was offended about some edgy language being used by Tucker and his team.
Cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
As well as Carlson criticizing Jewish billionaire philanthropist George Soros. That just couldn't be tolerated. No surprise then that the ADL, which has repeatedly organised advertiser boycotts of Tucker's show, took a victory lap after the news broke. Guess that's just what happens when you speak truth to power.
Impulsive, who in the middle of COVID decided, no, I'm not going along with this, and once you say one true thing and stick with it, all kinds of other true things occur to you. The truth is contagious. Lying is, but the truth is as well. And the second you decide to tell the truth about something, you are filled with this, I don't want to get supernatural on you, but you are filled with this power from somewhere else. Try it. Tell the truth about something. You feel it every day. The more you tell the truth, the stronger you become.
Given that Tucker was literally the only reason to watch it, is this the beginning of the end for Fox News? Some conservatives are stupidly claiming that it was the slot itself that was the prized possession, the vector of influence, and not Tucker himself. Yeah, big doubt. You're telling me that Bill O'Reilly before him, and whoever comes after him, offered or will offer as much of a threat to regime narratives as Tucker Carlson did? Absolute crap. The more likely scenario is that the Murdochs are gearing up to sell Fox News, and that Tucker's mere presence made the brand unsaleable. There's now literally no reason to watch Fox News. It's even more over than it was previously thought possible. Its last dissident voice, its final holdout, its sole shining beacon has been extinguished. The lights are out.
I think this to myself all the time. Are they going to crush me? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Get early access to videos, exclusive live streams, and personally DM me. You've seen how much I get demonetized all the time. Well, this is how you support me. By subscribing at pauljosephwatson.locals.com. Please click the link in the description.